Hi and welcome to my self-examination. In this video I'll be talking about my preferences in gender. The reason why I'm making this video is because I realized that all my favorite authors are men. Or at least nearly all men. And I have really tried to understand why this is. I wouldn't characterize myself as a typical male. I'm not a part of the toxic YouTube or world universe. I don't feel like I have to have a ton of muscles to be a man. I don't have those kinds of thoughts. But all this, and I still prefer, or I don't know if I would use the phrase prefer, I just end up liking men more. And yeah, let's just try to go through this. I've been on BookTube for 3 years, and each year I end up with one author that usually sticks out. The first year it was Neil Gaiman, the second year it was Fredrik Backman, and last year it was Haruki Murakami. All men. It's seldom that I meet authors where I feel like I love all the books, but those three are authors where I feel like I could read anything from them and I like it. And it made me wonder why this is. I do read a little bit more male authors than the rest. I think it's about 55-45%, so it's not a huge difference, but it is a bit of a difference. That might have something to say, but I never think about which author I'm going to read. I think what would I do? I think that I would like this book or not. That's my main objective. And sometimes I have like goals of reading this and that book just for the fun of it, but usually picking a book is purely based on will I enjoy reading this book or not. The first thing I started thinking about was the choice of theme. So a lot of the female authors I've read have written about experiences that are bleak, like being raped, being in an abusive relationship, those kinds of themes. Very important stuff, but it's not stuff that brings me joy, or it doesn't bring anyone joy. And I guess reading a lot of those books makes me feel kind of depressed, which makes me want to read more uplifting stories. It's not like men don't write about serious topics, but it's a bit different in how I read it. And I think it has to do with the fact that I'm not as vulnerable, maybe, as the women that have been abused or being in a relationship where they had no control. These are all my thoughts just getting out there without me thinking about them, so you're all a part of this journey. But without me feeling like this macho man, I do believe that reading stuff from a man's perspective is still more relatable, and they don't write about it in such a sad way. The books I've read about abusive relationships are usually written by a woman, and these tend to feel like they're very slow to me because there's so much pain and suffering, and I guess by making them a bit slower, you feel like you're trapped in them. But I don't like that feeling at all, which is probably the reason why I don't like the books, because they're too realistic sometimes. I guess I answered my own question now. But I do feel there is a lot of books in this category. I guess if you try to Google important books by women, you'll end up reading a lot of books about struggles, abusive relationships, and books that are important for us all to know about. But still, it's a different genre than if you try to Google important books by men. You'll end up with big adventures. We're going to travel somewhere and we'll fight this battle. It's not like we're going to fight our husband. This is of course an exaggeration, but I think there's something to it. Or at least for a person that tried just Googling important books I need to know about, this is what I felt when reading those lists. I guess the feeling I'm left with is that women write more serious stuff and men write more fun stuff. I know this is not true, but especially if you have fun books written by women or entertaining funny books written by women, please recommend them below and I'll read them. Not all of them if I get a lot of recommendations, but I'll surely read some of them. So far in this video I've been mainly thinking about fiction, but when I look at non-fiction, The pattern is somewhat the same. So I've read these two books. These are two siblings. Both of these stories are super depressing, but he goes on to becoming a politician and a very successful and popular one, while she is still struggling in court with her ex-husband. And there's just something about men having it more easy than women, like in the end, either way. And there's something super duper depressing about all of this. And two memoirs I just adore is Educated by Tara Westover and Hyttebok for Helvete by Ari Kalvø. So this is about her being abused throughout her whole life and then prevailing. She survives and she writes a book and things end well. And this is about a man that doesn't like hiking. I feel like this sort of sums up some of my thoughts. It's like women write serious books about experiences because it's important, while men write about stuff they want to because they can. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why I keep on, like in general, having more favorite male authors. That's all. But I also have a feeling that we're heading in the right direction. These things take time, and I guess men have gotten the opportunity to write for a lot longer than women, and this has just given them the space to write about everything and anything they want to. And that time has come, I hope, and will come for everyone. So I have hope that I will discover more favorite authors that are not men in the future. So basically this video is me asking for help. So if you have recommendations for books you think I like, not written by men, please comment them below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.